Today I'll be talking about the story of the prodigal son from Luke chapter 15, verse 11 to 24. The parable begins with a man who has two sons. The younger of these two asks his father for a portion of the family estate as an early inheritance, even though his father is still yet alive. Reluctantly, his father agrees to this, and the son sets off on a long journey to a distant land to hopefully make a name for himself and prosper, but eventually begins to waste all his fortunes away on the numerous temptations that arise in his life. Sometime later, when all his money runs out, a severe famine hits the country, and he finds himself in dire circumstances. With nowhere else to go, he begins to live among animals and even wants to eat the food assigned for the pigs. Lost and all alone, the son remembers his father. In humility, he recognizes his foolishness and decides to return home and to his father and beg and ask for his forgiveness. The father, who has been watching and waiting all this time, receives his son with open arms and is overjoyed by the sight of his lost son. Similarly, many people grew up in good Christian homes, but because that's all they knew, they started to get bored with Jesus. They wondered if life out there was more fun and more free, and so they left Jesus and decided to pursue their own passions and to pursue worldly paths. As life goes on, they discovered their need for God and for a godly community, and they tried to return, only finding out that God and the church was always there for them, praying and waiting for them to return. Oftentimes we are lost in our spiritual journeys, and always spend away the fortunes that God gives to us, returning to Him only when we have hit rock bottom, and to beg for His forgiveness. We always believe that the grass is greener on the other side, and that the blessings we already have are much worse than what the world has to offer to us. After throwing it all away, God receives us with open arms and is willing to provide the same amount of love and blessings as before. Through this, we can learn that God is ever forgiving, always willing to provide that second chance in which we can redeem ourselves. His love is endless, and He always yearns that we can repent and return to Him.